So listen, when I come out to do these things, like what I'm about to say to you will not change your life. All right? But what you do with the information might. And I really struggle with going to church. I'm a man of faith. You saw it right there. You see it right there. I really struggle with going to church. Here's why. Church is great for raising kids. It feeds my wife big time. Here's why I struggle with it. I watch in my congregation the same 350 people get it every Sunday, and nothing changes. They go out there, they get fed, and they do nothing with the information that they just heard. Why even go and waste your time if you're not going to do anything with what God just poured into you? Okay? It really bothers me. It really bothers me because I want to be around winners. Right? I want to be around winners. So, it's my mission to change that. Right? And we're going to start today because I'm going to give you guys a lot of good tips, a lot of nuggets, and I hope you will apply what we talk about today. This is an interactive conversation if you don't know. Okay? So, the application is everything. From now on, the rest of your life, it don't matter if you can't use it. You've got a tool in your tool belt. If it's a hammer, if you don't know how to put that nail in that wall with it, it's useless. Okay? So everything we're giving you today, you came here, right? That's a first step. But it don't stop when you leave. It's got to continue. Okay? The difference in Nick when he didn't have money and the difference with Nick when he did have money is that one simple thing. Okay? Fair enough? Awesome. So, you got it, baby. Technology, baby. There you go. All right, so 2 problems before we start. We talked a little bit about the daily application. The next one is affiliate marketing. Guys, affiliate marketing has a bad rep. Who knows what affiliate marketing? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just use other people's network to promote your stuff.
All right, flip it around because anything that goes one way is stupid. Everything's got to go 2 ways. Loyalty, trust, communication, right? Partnerships, they got to go 2 directions. All right, so say what you said again, but let's apply it both directions.
Using other people's network and sharing your network with them to promote each other's products.
There you go. That's exactly right. So, guys, this movement is unbelievable. All right? The only problem is that there's not 1,000 of you. Okay? So how do we double the size of this room today for the next one? It's real easy. Each of you bring one. That's all. That's all. Who here committed to bring somebody and didn't? Tried. Let's talk about why it didn't happen. Right? That's the application. Guys, affiliate marketing is everything. The way I look at it is I'm a jerk if I know somebody that solves your problem and I don't connect you. Okay? I learned something from Jim Caden, who owns a lot of big-time real estate in downtown Nashville. Dude, he ain't had a spot for lease in a decade, yet there's a for lease sign at every one of his properties. So we asked him one day, why is there a for lease sign out there, dude? You ain't got no availabilities. He said, because I want the traffic, I want the leads. I control where the lead gets sent. Right, so the best affiliate marketers control the most market share. Everybody's here to grow, probably grow a business, grow an audience. Isn't that a great way to do it? By providing value to others. Make sense? So, guys, every one of you today needs to make a pact, a commitment to getting one person to come to the next one. This is EV13, EV14. They need to be there. I don't care where it is. That's how you double the room, just like that. Okay? Have the same congregation with churches. How do you double your memberships in a year? Each member just bring one. That's how easy it is. Okay? That's how you go from 350 to 700, 1,000 to 2,000, right there. It's that easy. All right, so check it out. Here's what to expect today. We're going to talk about finding your brand DNA. All right? Your personal brand is what you're known for online. All right? That's your personal brand. If you have a big online presence, you have a big personal brand. If you don't, you have a small one. We're going to talk about how to grow your personal brand through creating captivating content. We're going to talk about content consistency. And we're going to talk about how to use those as weapons of mass distribution. All right? Now, again, this is interactive, so I put Q&A at the end. But just raise your hand if you got one for me, all right? We'll deal with it right then and there. So beyond every transaction, there's a story. Every single one, there's a story. Here's mine. So I'm a husband and a father. All right, that's a picture from Easter Sunday, just a few weeks ago. I've been owning businesses for a little over 15 years. We've been in branding and marketing, however, for over 20 years. Since 2015, my wife and I have launched over 150 small businesses and insurance agencies. We've generated over $200 million in revenue in that time. I was fortunate enough to play 6 years of professional baseball. My wife and I and a couple buddies of mine owned 6 restaurants and nightclubs in the downtown area. I'm the president of a company called Team Hyder, which is an umbrella company for everything, but it also serves as the name of our original insurance company that started everything. I'm the president of Processing First Solutions. That's in a partnership with a buddy of mine that goes by the name of The Real Brad Lee. Nick referenced the studios. I'm the founder of HitLab Creative Studios. I'm the host of the Hitstreak podcast and the voice of SiriusXM's The Alternative radio station. All right. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the podcast and the studios. The reason I built the studio and the reason that I have an agency is because I went out and I let other agencies serve me and they failed. All right. They weren't getting me the results that we wanted. So I ended up building an all-star team and that became a company. People wanted to use it. The podcast, before it monetized, was by far the greatest tool in my tool belt as far as networking. There was so many people that I needed to get in the room to have a conversation with, and I had no reason to get them in the room until I had a podcast. Who here has a podcast? Awesome. How long have you been doing it?
Since 2020.
2020, how many episodes, give or take?
120 or so.
120 or so? So here's a little advice for you on that. So the moment that we've ran, I think the one that comes out tomorrow is like episode 135 maybe. All right. Started the podcast 2.5 years ago. It came out, first episode was on a Tuesday. We have not missed a Tuesday since. All right. Who here has ever heard the name Wally Pipp before? Any baseball fans? All right. So Wally Pipp was the first baseman for the New York Yankees, and he took a day off. The guy that went in on his day off was a guy named Lou Gehrig. And Lou Gehrig played the next 2,100 days in a row. Wally Pipp lost his job on a day off. So when we released our podcast on a Tuesday, I realized pretty quick that I became what people did on a Tuesday. And the moment that I don't keep up, I might lose them. Make sense? So it's all about consistency. It's all about consistency. Podcasts that drop randomly, how do they know when to look for it? You know? So I wanted to be something that was a part of people's life every single Tuesday, like clockwork, and we can't miss. That's the one thing I took from the Facebook movie, what was that called? The Social Network. They said in the very beginning, it's like the one thing Facebook can never do is go down. It's got to be up, right? Guys, isn't that life? You got to show up every single day. Isn't that how it goes? All right. So, do you guys believe this? Champions are not born, they're made? Yes. Who would argue with that? It's okay if you do. There's proof right there. All right? There's proof right there. I'm just like y'all. I grew up in a very awesome middle-class, middle-income household, had great parents, and I too let my butt touch the water when I was barely old enough to sit on the toilet just like y'all did. You know what I'm saying? We're all the same. I played college baseball where I was on a music and baseball scholarship. Everything I've done, guys, I started here and I ended up at an elite level before I was finished. There's a look into professional baseball. That was AA on the left and AAA on the right. That logo right there, that little cat's one of my favorite logos ever. It looks like it should be on like a real cartoon, like Looney Tunes or something like that. Like they did a killer job with it. We own nightclubs. I found out as an introvert I didn't like crowds. The DJ booth was the place where I could get away from everybody. Right? I also like to control the revenue, and the DJ does that too. You decide when people dance, you decide when they drink, you decide if they leave. All right? So I like being the puppet master. That's my wife. That is the night of our very first date in 2003. Sorry, 2007. Good Lord, 2007. I met her in 2003, and she blew me away. I asked her out right then and there. That was our first date. And again, that was 2007. All right? Persistence is key, guys. My son was born in 2009. We got married In 2014, I was still getting my stuff together. I don't recommend taking your kid to your wedding, all right? Unless you have to. That's kind of our story right there. First date was in 07, got married in 14, and then we were so broke in 14 that we didn't have the money to pay for a reception, so we had to punt it till 15 so we can invite our family and friends and give people enough time to do us enough favors to put on a reception for everybody. All right? Guys, in 2013, I was flat broke. I didn't have a pot to piss in. To get my insurance license, I had to borrow $350 from my daddy from the parking lot of the place where they offered me the spot, and I realized I had to pay for it right then, and I didn't have it. Right, so I gave them the old, I got to go to the bathroom. And they were like, are you leaving? They knew. They could smell me out. I said, no. I went out the parking lot, borrowed money from my dad, and he said, this is the last time. And that was the greatest gift he ever gave me. All right? My daughter was born in 2021. We're potty training right now. Let's talk about that. All right? It's a good time. Honestly, I don't know, like I can't even hardly remember life without her. She's something else. This is what we look like today. All right? Family's everything, guys, right behind your faith. So anything that you're doing, you're here. I hope it's for you to build your faith so that you can take it home and spread that to your family, man, because everything that we do is for them. Since 2016, my wife and I have had unprecedented success. It's been amazing. And we've been featured in some of the biggest news outlets out there today. My podcast, check that out. Those are just a few of the awesome dudes that I get to hang out with on a regular basis. It's incredible. I hope each one of you decide to do that one day, right? Tomorrow. As in one day, I mean tomorrow. All right, so let's talk about your brand DNA. I work with a company called Brand Builders Group that's amazing. They're absolutely fantastic. Their framework is second to none. Day one of my first day with Brand Builders Group, they asked me 3 questions. What one-word problem do you solve? Do you have an expert bio? And do you have a brand positioning statement? So, let's talk about what those mean just a little bit. The one-word problem that I solve is faith. Okay? And I got a little notes here. Literally, this is literally taken from at church yesterday during the sermon. I use what's happening in other people's lives to grow their faith, and then once they find faith in themselves, connect it to God. I use my brand positioning statement as proof and sources of courage that others have done it already so that you can too, right? So my one-word problem I solve is faith. My brand positioning statement is breaking down the playbook of top performers so that you can get to that next level too. So let's go back to that one-word problem that you guys solve. Who would want to take a stab at this for a second?
Leaks.
Leaks? Leaks. All right, so let's talk about that. So let me show you, I showed you my brand positioning statement. So leaks, how would you build a brand positioning statement around that? Because guys, all your content that you make, your website, all your advertising needs to point at that statement.
These are urologists.
Really?
Taking your investment one day at a time.
So I got a funny story for you.
He's joking.
Oh, you're not a urologist? I'll let it go. Because, I was going to tell you a vasectomy story. No. Do y'all want to hear the vasectomy story?
Yeah.
All right, so I like to have a good time. And I wanted to take a really tense situation and figure out how to make it less tense for me. So, they're going to put you in the chair, stirrup style, to do this. And I was like, huh? Well, there wasn't stirrup. Your feet are up. They got to get in there. So I was like, I want to leave him a note. There's only one place you can leave him a note for that, right? So I got my Sharpie and I gave it to my wife, and I was like, we got work to do. Okay? So I didn't know, though, that the nurse was going to be the one that found it because she had to clean you up first. All right? You should have heard her laugh when she came in. Oh, my God! Because there was just like a slanty face emoji, like I'm not sure about this, and it said, be kind or something like that, be gentle. Right? She was like, I got to clean this off. And I was like, well, it's for the doctor. It's not for you. That's selfish. So go get him and bring him in. Needless to say, I'm the one I always like to be remembered. And I'm pretty sure that I will always be remembered by that guy that performed that vasectomy, right?